Good morning and welcome to It's How You'll Be Remembered. I am Julie Jones, your host and the Chief Encouragement Officer here at Today's Professionals. And today we have Karen Gray back with us. Coach Karen Gray, thank you
Morning.
for joining us. It's so good.
Thanks for having me.
We're talking today about networking at conferences. So this is a hot topic because we're in conference season right now. And
Yes.
so if you are joining us live on LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube, be sure and let us know you're here. Say hello and make sure that you ask questions and comments because we want to know what you're thinking as well. So Karen and I met networking, oh gosh, years ago, and became friends. It's one of those, when you meet people and you share same value systems and you just start to see each other
Yep.
over where you form a friendship.
Yeah.
And so, when you have like-minded people, and that's what happens. And so I'm so grateful to have you in my circle and somebody that I can call you sister and friend.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
you are the host of Rock Movers podcast, which is so fun. I've been on that too. That's so fun to be with you. And you are a coach and you are just someone who wants to make life better, just make this world a better place.
I sure try.
Yeah. Yeah. And you do, your light just shines. And most importantly, what we're going to be talking about today is you are president of Texas Businesswomen, which is
Yes.
really cool. Tell us a little bit about the history, because this is one of the reasons that attracted me to TBW. Tell us a little bit about the history of Texas Businesswomen.
Well, thank you for having me on. It's
Sure.
such an honor. You have such a presence on the mic, ask the best questions, and have the best people on. So I'm truly humbled. And I'm so proud to hold the position as the sitting president of this 106-year-old organization.
Amazing.
So it's crazy how much this organization has done, yet so many people don't know about it or they think it's another organization. So just to kind of clear the air, Texas Businesswomen was founded in 1919 under the brand of Texas Business and Professional Women. And so we were founded back when women were fighting for their right to vote and really trying to push forward and advocate for the 19th Amendment. So once that passed, they started fighting for equal rights amendment, and we've just been an advocate for women ever since. In 2009, we officially changed our name to Be Texas Businesswomen, and now we are just a statewide organization. We have local chapters, or what we call them local organizations, all across the state. And this organization is about bringing women together, women helping women do life and business better by providing resources. We have a fully funded foundation that gives out scholarships. We have 6 different types of scholarships that we give, and we're very instrumental. We're nonpartisan, but we're very instrumental in women that want to go into the career field in politics. We help fund a scholarship for LBJ School for Women, and that's in Austin, but you can be anywhere in the state if you're interested in going into politics as a campaign manager or anyway. We also have a scholarship for those in the STEM industry or someone in medical field, and then just some general. And it's for women who are looking for continuing education. It doesn't have to be a college degree. It can be certifications. Just such a great endowment fund that we've been given, or several endowment funds that we've been given specifically for different industry and careers. So
Wow.
beyond that, we're just about networking and putting the right women together with the right women so that they have the resources they need to do life their way and make the impact that we know women are called to make.
Right. And it's really fun because when you join organizations like Texas Businesswomen,
Mm-hmm.
you not only connect to that history and the passion for just really, promoting the cause and
Right.
especially women in business, but getting to meet people across the state. I mean, your network is your net worth. And so
100%.
being able to reach out to someone and say, hey, somebody in Houston or San
Right.
Antonio or San Angelo and say, hey, I have this issue and I know you know somebody who can help me. And
Yes.
they will take your call. That's really important. Um,
Very
you know,
much so. Or I have someone that, I need to help someone find a job in San Antonio. Who do you know? Right?
right.
How many times have we been in a place where someone's reached out to us and say, "Hey, my career's just been, rift. And so now I'm looking for an opportunity." And the best way to get an opportunity is to have an introduction, a warm introduction by someone that knows someone. And so when you say your net worth is your network or vice versa,
Network. Yeah.
your network is your net worth. It's so true. And these women in this organization are amazing, generous collaborators.
Yeah.
And I literally got started in San Angelo, but I stayed in this organization when I moved to Dallas, even though this local organization has not been super active.
Mhm.
We're
Working on.
reinvigorating that. We're getting it going again. But I stayed because of the women in the organization, because of the network. These women are just amazing.
Yeah.
And it's only $52 a year to be a member here. So, best $52 I ever spend ever.
Yeah. It's not going to break the bank, right?
Not at all. So, yeah, we're definitely not in this organization for the money. We are in it for the relationships.
Yeah. And let me just say, too, that the annual conference will be in Dallas this year. This is the second
Yes.
year it will be hosted here. It won't be hosted here again next year.
No, so our conference follows the president, so whatever area the president lives in, and I happen to live in the Flower Mound area here in Dallas. And so, yeah, thanks for sharing. Our conference is June 6th and 7th. And I'm honored to have Julie team up with me because she is our conference chair. So, y'all know, Julie, this is going to be top notch. It's going to be amazing. And she has pulled together some of the most amazing women to pour into you that I am just so, so excited about. And I see Johnny Ortiz joined us. Hey, Johnny, so good to see you.
He was on here a couple of weeks ago. You talk about a fun guy. He is fantastic and phenomenal and just fun
Yes.
in general. So glad
Yeah,
you're here, Johnny.
Johnny helped us get our home when we were moving back
What?
to Dallas and we bought a house. Johnny was our lender that helped us, or our connector that helped us get lending
My
with
God.
Julie Ziegler Norman. Julie
Yeah.
was our realtor. So we worked with Julie and Johnny on buying the house that we're in. So
So cool. What is
I know, such a small world.
right? Because I'm in the Ziegler family as well, and such a
One big cat. See, y'all, look, perfect example of your network is your net worth.
yeah.
Um, like we all know the same people because, the what is
Mhm.
it, the 7 levels of
6
separation?
degrees. Yeah,
Yeah, 6 degrees of separation from Kevin Bacon. So, um,
that's so
but
true.
yeah, it's just amazing. And the Ziegler organization is such an
Mhm.
amazing,
Yeah,
reputable organization. Such an honor to know them. But Julie
the heart.
is my mentor from way, 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 way back, my soul sister, and love that woman. And she connected me to Johnny.
How wonderful is that? That is so cool. What a great story. Well, and Johnny also knows about networking.
Yes,
He
he's
is
a
a
master networker.
networker, and because we are here today to talk about networking at conferences and to talk about the TBW conference, and actually Ziegler has a conference coming up as well for the coaches. Their coaches summit is coming up. We want to talk about how to make the most of conferences because we go to conferences to learn and to be there, be seen, and really to get into and grow our business and personally. But sometimes those of us who are a little bit shy kind of go in and go to the sessions and then go back to our room and go, okay, I need to debrief.
Yeah.
And so we want to talk about some strategies today that will help you make the most of your conferences and really how you can connect and build your network. Because we were talking earlier about your network is your net worth and knowing people from across the state or across the nation even really does help you grow. And so we want to talk, first of all, about sitting at tables with people you don't know, you know? Um,
So key.
yeah. And so that when you walk into the room, and I will say the strategy for those of us who are introverts and just hate walking into a room full of people we don't know, go early.
Yes.
Go early and pick your seat. Pick your seat. If you have ADD and you're always distracted by who's coming in and out, sit at the front of the room.
Mhm.
When you're at the front of the room, the speakers will actually make eye contact with you. They
Yeah, it
will,
helps you stay more engaged and present.
yes, yes. And so you'll be able to learn more, take the notes. But then again, I was at an event last weekend that was, I call them marathon events. I mean, we started at 5 o'clock on Friday. We went till 10 that night. And then we started again at 9 o'clock the next
Mhm.
night, the next morning, and went till 10 o'clock the next night. And these were marathon sessions. So while I loved sitting up at the front, because I do that so that I can, make myself pay attention.
Yeah.
But I also know that I have to get up.
Yep.
I mean, I have ADHD, man. I got to get up and move. So I just go to the back. And especially if I don't eat protein, I've noticed this. If I don't fuel my body, then I can't sit still and my mind just goes and goes. So I
Mhm.
have to make sure that I eat healthy food. And then when I'll go to the back so I can move around.
Yeah.
Um, but so those are strategies, sitting at, finding your seat and sitting at, encouraging people to sit next to me or sitting next to people I don't know. Because when you're all there together, people want to know you,
Yeah.
right? So tell me
Yeah.
what
Can I
you do. You go to
Yeah.
a lot of events.
Oh my gosh. I am a event junkie. I love personal development. I love going to events. But even as extroverted, I think I'm pretty extroverted. Um, even as extroverted as I am, it's uncomfortable. We're all uncomfortable going into new spaces when you don't know people. And so I go in with two things. I turn my phone off or turn it on airplane mode because I'm awful about being like if my phone buzzes, I want to check it and respond. I want to have that urgent response. That's my people pleaser coming out, wanting to give them people instant responses. Also, I get that hit of
Dopamine.
endorphins
Yep.
when I get, oh, somebody responded. I got to respond,
I know.
all that. So I got to turn it off or I get distracted. So
Yeah.
that's one. I know me.
Yep.
And I said it up front, like, hey, I'm going to be in a conference or I have an autoresponder on my email, event junkie. Yes, Johnny, event junkie. Um, but then also I set an intention before I go into an event. That way I know I'm going in and I'm going to meet or walk away at the end of this conference with two names, two people I'm going to follow up with or whatever my goal is for that thing. I want to meet someone that does this and someone that does that. And then that gives me something to work for, something to be
Mhm.
focused on and intentional about. So when I'm uncomfortable, it'll cause me to get out of that uncomfortableness and step
Mhm.
forward because I've set myself a goal. So I have
Yep.
a reason to get
Yeah.
uncomfortable, not just uncomfortable for uncomfortable's sake.
Yes.
And that's been super helpful for me. I also make it really easy for me to connect with people. And I set up a digital business card on Blink. And
Mhm.
that way I've got it ready. Or you can have if you don't have a digital business card, you can have your QR code from your LinkedIn. And you
Then
can
that's
have
right.
it. And that way you can connect with them. And it just makes it so easy to just flow from conversation to conversation and have ways that you can follow up.
Mhm.
And if you get a paper business card, there's some great resources. You can scan that. And if you have Go High Level, it can go straight into your Go High Level or whatever your CRM is so that
Yeah.
you can capture those and follow up on them.
Yeah.
That's the key is you want to be able to whatever you connect with, you
Mhm.
want to be able to take it the next step after. So you got to be intentional.
That is so true. And event junkies, we're all Johnny and you and I, we're all coaches and we all network
Guilty.
a lot. And so the issue is going to the conferences is
Mhm.
one thing, but following up is really something that I
Yeah.
think we forget about, because
Yeah, the fortunes in the follow-up. We all hear that.
we all hear it, but it's the
Really
truth.
easy to not do it.
Yes, which is why for me, and I think you have to have a system for following up, whatever works
Mhm.
best for you. So for me, the digital cards are okay, but once they go into my phone, they're lost.
Mm.
You know, I have to find a way to remember them. But on LinkedIn, when you have connections, it gives you your newest connections at the top.
Yeah, great
And
resource.
so you can go in and follow up right there on LinkedIn. Now the problem is people will say, "Oh yeah, I'm on LinkedIn," but if they're not really on LinkedIn daily, following
True.
up on it may be a week or two before they even see your message. So,
Yeah.
having that system of following up, I
Mhm.
love the text messaging. When you save a contact into your phone, it's good to go in and text them right away,
Yes.
and say,
Love
"Okay,
that
good
addition.
to meet you." Yes, because now you've connected with them.
Mhm.
Now when you get back the next morning, or, your next week when you're following up, you can go back through your text messages and you can see,
Yes.
"Okay, this is one person I need to follow up with. This is one person
Yeah.
to follow up with."
And I don't do this all the time, but I've seen it and I've done it sometimes. I need to get better at this. But when you text them, then you can take a picture of you and them and
Yes.
save that as their profile picture. And then in the comments, it's got like where you could put their business name. You could
Mhm.
just put met at TBW or met at um, Success North Dallas, whatever it was that you connected. So that way you have a memory jogger
Yep.
and the photo. And so you're like, oh, yeah, I know who this person is. I know why I want to follow up. Put notes in there so it
Yeah.
helps you follow up. So key. But I do also want to add sometimes it's okay to go to an event just because you want to experience the event and there's no business purpose for it.
Yeah.
Those are okay too.
Mhm.
Just know when you're going and your intention is to make connections for business reasons or for whatever the reason is, that you go with a plan and that you execute the plan. So you can have a plan, but you don't execute it, still no good. So you want to follow through and execute.
Right, right. I think too, like, knowing you're right, having the strategy for going to the conference,
Mhm.
sometimes you just wanna go and just be you.
Yeah.
You don't wanna be branded, you just wanna be incognito, and you just wanna go in
Yeah.
organically.
We all get to a place where we just need to have our cups refilled
Mhm.
because, recently I heard this and it said, God wants us to fill our cups and we're supposed to help others from our overflow, right?
That's right. That's right. But if
Not
we're being
pour
honest.
out. He pours into us. We're not supposed to pour out of our cups. We're supposed to,
Mhm,
fill them overflowing and people get our overflow.
mhm.
Um, but oftentimes that's not what we do.
Yeah.
We pour and we pour and we pour until we're down to fumes or dust.
Yep.
And then we just got to stop and rest and refuel and
Yeah.
refill. And those are okay too. Just be aware of where your boundaries are.
Mhm.
Um, so that you don't ever just completely run on empty. It's
That's
really
right.
important.
That's right. That's right. That's why I love to go to retreats and things like that, where it's just,
Yes.
I'm just here just to pour into myself,
Yeah.
just go and sit by the pool, even,
Mhm.
are really, really good
Love it.
ideas. The next thing too that we talk about is connecting with vendors,
Yes.
spending time walking around the vendor hallway, or wherever they are, and going up to them and asking them, "What are you doing? Why are you here? What do you
Yeah.
offer?" Is there maybe some opportunities there that you hadn't thought about?
Yeah, I think what's amazing is a lot of our events, it's not just, a foo-foo vendor, like, these are women doing business. You
Yeah,
really you really
yeah.
have an opportunity there, and so I just attended an event with Dr. Marguerite Johnson, the Boss
Yeah.
Up Brunch. And, I tried a new approach with the vendors. It's something I've been doing with my connections lately, and it matters so much to me is when I would meet them, I would ask him, Who do you need to meet or what do you need for your business?" And so every single vendor I met, I got to ask that and be really intentional because it wasn't about what they could do for me.
Right.
It was the go-giver spirit of what could I do for them? What do you
Right.
need?
Serve
And
first. Yes.
Yes, serve first. And so right there and then, in so many of those cases, I made immediate introduction. So I got their number, I connected them to a resource
Yep.
or a friend or someone that I knew needed them. I made an intentional effort right then and there at that spot
Mhm.
to serve them, to love them, or to just connect with them and give them something that I had or someone I had in my toolbox and my net worth that would help them do better.
I love that, Karen. And it's interesting because they pay to be there,
Mhm.
and they're there to build their business. So
Right.
everybody, it's always sell, sell, sell. But when you come up at it, come from the approach of, how can I help you?
Yeah.
It take that pressure of them having to sell all the time away and just say, thank you so much for being here. Tell me about
Mhm.
what you do. Who do I know that you need to know? Like what
Yeah.
you
Love
look at
that.
that is really something that is of service. And really, I always say we're here for a purpose. We're here to
Mhm.
connect with others. We were never meant to be alone. And
No, we're not supposed to do this life alone, especially women. Man, I mean, we can't even go to the bathroom by ourselves. We
I
need
know,
that pack.
right,
Sorry, y'all, but it's true.
right,
We love that because we go to the bathroom at a restaurant. Let's say you're with a group and you go to the restroom and you don't just go to the restroom, right? You're having these conversations and you're like kind of downloading the day in that little moment. And you're like, oh my gosh, do I look okay? Do I have spinach in my teeth? Help each
right.
other zip up your jumpsuits because we all
Whatever.
know that those are horrible. They're so cute, but they're horrible to get in and out of.
Right.
But in that moment at this event, what I saw, and one of the ladies was like, I just need a hug. And I was like, come here, I got you. I got lots of hugs.
Yeah.
Um, but sometimes people just want to know that you care.
Mhm.
And one of them said, I would just really love for you to buy something. Okay. What do you have? Let me see.
Yeah.
And I found something that I could buy. So it's just about going in with the intention of how can I give first? And then almost every single time they just turned around and asked me, what do you need?
Yeah.
It was just automatic because that's our human nature. When someone serves us, and you don't do it to get that response, but
Right.
it's just human nature. And
Yeah.
I had no problem saying, "Hey, this is what I need," because I had already delivered to them and been valuable to them.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, this is what we talk about all the time, right? The go-giver. Bob
Right. I
Burg, right?
love Bob Berg, and that book
Yes.
is, I mean, it's just, I feel like it's one of the most influential books of my networking and professional career because it absolutely changed. So shout out to Casey Haston for introducing me to Bob Berg and the
Me
book,
too. Me too.
because she's the book lover deluxe, and she's always got a book she's reading, and this one has been instrumental.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that if you haven't read The Go-Giver by Bob Burg, then you need to. Yeah.
Yes.
And
I don't
then
even
our
have a copy anymore. I gave all mine away. I bought
right,
3.
we
I
can
teach
there's more. Bob will print more.
Bob will, yeah, he'll print more.
Bob and David McMahon, right?
Yes.
David Mann.
David
Yeah.
Mann. Mhm.
Yeah. Um, so the other thing that's really important is attending the dinners and things in the evening that
Yes.
happen. Going to the events, going to the mixers. There's usually a welcome mixer the night before, and
Mhm.
sometimes after traveling, we're like, "Ugh, I just want to order a room service and just kind of chill." And that's okay too if you need to fill your
Right.
cup. But it's always good to go down and meet who's there, like who's
Right.
there, what's the vibe like, because that really sets the vibe in motion for the next morning. And so when you're there and you go to those mixers, then when you walk into that room the next morning, you see people that are familiar. They're not all
Mm.
strangers. And
Yeah.
so that really helps to start building those connections there. And there's always also one at the end. There's something that happens at the end, a dinner, a mixer where you can go and just go. Even if you go for 30 minutes, just go.
Yeah.
That's my advice.
Yeah. Do I dare share how I missed the Verve mixer, Julie?
Oh, I know.
Y'all,
Yeah.
I I attended this event. Julie
Suzanne.
introduced me to Suzanne Castle, who has this amazing conference event called Verve. So you'll see it again. It's in October, I think, right?
Yep.
So
Always
every
fun.
October in the Dallas area, but amazing event. But sometimes you go and you're developing, you're doing things, and I just hit a wall
Yep.
and could
Did.
not keep my eyes open. I had to take a nap. And so I missed the evening mixer, and it was what my soul needed, my body needed in that moment.
Right.
But because I was also fighting, trying not to get sick. But
Right.
I missed such an amazing networking event. So I regret that so much. But
Yes.
there was so much love and just, we missed you and, all of that. But it's just like sometimes we just have to honor what our body and our soul needs.
Mm.
But yeah, the next day, powerhouse conversations.
Yeah.
So
FOMO kicked in for you.
yes. Oh, total FOMO, y'all. So at Texas Business Women's Conference Friday night, we have what we call our TBW President's Dinner. So we're
Yeah.
going to have um, Ray Pinnock with the Dance and Joy DJ is going to be there. So we're going to have the 360 photo booth, music, all kind of things going on, and amazing networking. And then Saturday night, we are going to have speed networking with the IAW group from here in Dallas. So International Association of Women, Julie's a part of that, of course. And on that board, Suzanne Castle is the president, the local president. But if you just want to network and you don't want to necessarily go to a whole conference, you can also come to that and tap into some amazing intentional speed networking on
Yeah.
June 7th.
Yeah.
And
It
Johnny
will.
said he had Bob on his podcast. And I also had Bob on my podcast. So we need to get Bob on your podcast. Oh, you did on yours too? Okay.
Yeah.
We've all had Bob Berg on our podcast. So Bob is making the rounds and making an influence all the time.
Yes. Yeah. No, Bob has been here.
I love it.
And he was one of the early guests. And he's amazing to talk to.
I love him. And he reminds me so much of the spirit of Zig. When I told him that, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, that's probably one of the nicest compliments
Yeah.
I've ever been given." But he just gives me Zig Ziglar vibes, that old school charm and warmth and just
Mhm.
salt of the earth,
Mhm.
principled
Yeah,
decisions. Like, I just
I
love him so
agree.
much.
And,
Great guy.
one of the things that Mr. Ziegler said, one of his most famous quotes is, "You can have everything you want in life as long as you help enough other people get
Get
what
what
they
you
want."
want. That's
Because we
right.
are here to serve, and that's the philosophy of Ziegler altogether.
Mhm.
And the company is, how can we help you? How can we serve you? Which, of course, Bob's Go Giver book is all about that. It's not
Right.
about, me, me, me. Just, I want to sell, sell, sell. It's about
Mm.
how do you serve, and what you put out into the world comes back to you. So,
Mhm.
yeah, thanks, Johnny, for that. We all love. See, this is what happens when you get out and meet people: is you meet the coolest people who are like-minded,
Mhm.
who just lift you up and support you. And all three of us this morning here in the chat, um, are like-minded, and we
Yeah.
love and support each other. So, if you are interested in knowing more about the conference coming up, and it is called Dare to Be You, it is a bee theme. We chose the bee theme because bees are not supposed to fly. And yet they are the most important insects to our environment. If the
Mhm.
bees went away, we would die. Did you know
Yeah.
that? And every bee in the hive has a role. Every bee has a role. And so we are going to talk about you. We're going to talk about strength finders. We're going to find your strengths so that you know what your gifts and talents are, and then who you can surround yourself with, because we can't be everything all the time. And so we want you to be comfortable with who you are. We want you to know who to surround yourself with, because when we all come in and lift and support each other, the hive works well,
Yeah.
and our environment works. Right?
Yes. Yeah, I love that. And our vendor area is actually going to be called The Hive.
Yep.
And it's really just about helping you feel like you belong somewhere.
Yep.
And that's because wherever you go, there you are. And when you know you belong here, you belong wherever it is you want to be.
Right. Right. Because you belong. So dare to be
Yes,
you because you are beautiful,
that's
right?
right.
We are all created to be beautiful and we're created for a purpose with gifts and strengths. And two, being in the right room really matters. And really, you belong. You belong in
Be.
every room. Belong in
That's
every
right.
room. And so that's really, really the point of the TBW conference. But what conferences have you been to this year? Or are you planning to go to more conferences? We definitely hope that you'll be at the Texas Business Women's Conference in June. But let us know in the chat, even after we go off the air, let us know where you've been, where you're going, what are you looking forward to? And we hope to see you in June at the TBW conference. Gosh, Karen, it goes by so fast.
It's already, wow, we're already in 30 minutes.
I know.
Well, I'm just so honored to be on here with you and to share the amazing goodness that happens at the Texas Businesswomen. And for those that are interested and want to get connected to this group, they can also connect with me or you, obviously. But it's $52 to be a member. Conference is only $199 when you are a member. But yeah, we're looking for sponsors. We still have a few vendor tables available.
Mhm.
Women that just want to partner. If your brand sells to women and professional women are your ideal clients, then you need to be in the room at the TBW conference. Even if
100%.
you're not from Texas, these women are from all over. Their money spends just as good in Oklahoma or Louisiana, wherever you are. So
Arkansas, we're all
Arkansas, y'all
on
just
it.
bring it. But Julie is putting together just such an amazing vendor group of women that really believe in self care. So we've got some great things happening. We've got travel agents and cruise planners and health professionals and businesses and authors. So just come if you want to be in the room. And this is something I learned. From Casey, from my friend Brian Galkey, it matters to get in the room. Like it's so critical because you can watch something virtually, which we don't have a virtual access this year, because it's really important that you have to be in the room.
Be in the room.
Be right. But being in the room is where the magic happens because you get to connect to people, you get to have those interactions that can't happen over the web. And although virtual is great for so many things, conferences need to be experienced, and we want you there. So thank you for this opportunity to share it, Julie. I just can't thank you enough. You are my soul sister. I love you. I love you. And if y'all don't know Julie well, you need to get plugged in and really connect to this amazing woman. She is a treasure, a
Mm.
treasure.
Oh, well, thank you. The feeling is mutual, mutual. And, that's just what happens when you get out and you're in the room.
That's
It's
right.
just what happens. So thank you so much for coming on and talking about networking at conferences and how to make the most of the conferences and talking about Texas Businesswomen. This is going to be a great conference, and I am so honored to be working with you on this to create this amazing event that will be transformational. It really
Yes,
will.
it will. I have no doubt.
So thank you for Johnny for popping in. If you are catching this in the replay, be sure and comment. We want to know where you're going and what you're excited about this
Yeah.
year.
And we love our men. Men, you are welcome to be at the conference if you wanted to be, but it really is geared specifically for our sisters.
Yeah,
And Johnny, we love you though. Thank you for
yeah.
being here.
Well, Johnny will show up. He didn't care.
No,
Right.
he's one of us.
That's right.
He's
That's
just
right.
one of the girls.
He is.
I know.
All right. And Brian will show up too. Brian
Oh,
Goldke.
Brian Galkey will definitely show up, and Larry Roberts. So
Be
if y'all
there.
know those men, just show up in every room where the women
Yep.
gather because they know women get stuff done. They are
Yep.
powerful connectors, and we are like we buy. Women buy. We buy because of emotions. We buy because we see the value. And we make stuff happen. Layla Smith, thank you for jumping on and joining us. She just asked, where's the conference? It is in Flower Mound, Texas. June
Yeah.
6th and
me find-
7th.
Yeah, let me put that link back up for you real
Thanks for
quick.
asking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Layla, so glad you're here. So thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you soon at an event here or at the TBW conference.
Yes.
Thanks again, Karen, for joining us.